This is Tar Heel Talk, an in-depth look at the issues and people making news in North Carolina. Here's your host, Sonia Williams.
Today's expert has tips to help us put together outfits that are stylish and budget-friendly. She is fashion consultant Dana Jeffries. Dana, welcome to Tar Heel Talk.
Well, thank you for having me.
You have to have one of the world's best jobs. You get to see firsthand all of the new arrivals in the stores and get the latest fashion trends. Talk a little bit about what it means to be a fashion consultant and a stylist.
Well, you're right. I do have one of the best jobs, and primarily because I get to help people. Most people think of a fashion consultant or a style consultant as it being very glamorous, when I'm dealing with everyday women and men with everyday challenges, whether it's their weight or they're in between sizes, or they've recently had a baby and they're trying to get their mommy makeover together,
right.
Or it could be a corporate client who is really struggling between the 9-to-5 apparel and how to transition from business wear into, a little bit more casual and leisure. It could also be, young kids are getting more and more into fashion now. I've had parents come in with, hey, can you dress my kid for his Sweet 16? And the gentleman comes in, he says, I want to look like Chris Brown. So instantly, not only do I have to make sure I cater to the kid that's 16 years old, but also understanding that the mom still has to educate this child, send him to college, and doesn't want to blow the whole budget on one wardrobe. So it's very exciting to play such an intricate part in the lives of so many people for so many different reasons. Even one of the saddest moments that I recalled was when a woman returned a shirt and a tie. She had selected several, and I asked one of my coworkers, I said, oh, the shirt and tie didn't work out? And she had buried her child, and she had selected several different options. And so you get into conversations like that. I've had conversations where someone reached out to me and trusted my opinion and said, we have to bury my grandmother. What do you think I should put her in? So you just never know when you're going to be asked a question that can make you somewhat uncomfortable, but it's still, people still want to put their loved ones away in a presentable fashion that is mirroring how they live their lives.
Right.
They want a raise. A lot of people fail to associate, their own personal image and branding with how marketable they are within their own company.
Right.
So it's just all kind of reasons as to why I love styling, and they have little to do with glamour and more to do with just really being able to help someone and enhance their personal brand.
Right, and establishing those personal relationships.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how you got started in the industry.
Well, my mama used to say, if you want to judge a man, look at his shoes. And I was a little girl when she told me that. So my uncles were always very well dressed. And one of my uncles in particular, Uncle Bill, I remembered when he called himself looking cute and going out to happy hour, he would have on his Jordache jeans and his saddle tan leather belt. I mean, I could just see him standing here right now, and a saddle tan leather jacket. And I just love the smell of leather, and I love the texture of the leather. And I just remembered seeing how tailored he was. And although he's 5'10", and at that time he was probably about 165 pounds, he was just such a tailored, well-dressed man. And he loved shoes, still loves shoes. And throughout my life, I just my mother had her own business. She had a temporary placement agency. And when she started her own business, on the weekends, she would still look crazy. And I said, you can't be out here looking crazy. You have a business now. You have to, you have to take some time and get your casual wear together. You sharp, 9 to 5, but on the weekend, it just goes, because people didn't pay attention to that in the 70s. It was, a lot of polyester going on, violating folks. And I just was very conscientious of branding, I guess, even back then, even helping my mom to understand that you don't know who you're going to run into in the grocery store. The same confidence and credibility that you demand in the workplace, that has to carry over when people run into you, in the grocery store, at the pet groomer, at church, what have you. So that's really where it came from, just being very astute. And my favorite movie of all time is Mahogany, all time. And I don't know if you know this, Diana Ross designed every outfit on that movie.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So those were her designs. So that's my favorite movie of all time, is Mahogany.
Who are some of your style icons?
Diana Ross. I actually loved Jennifer Lopez. And the reason I love Jennifer Lopez, I danced, she danced, she was a thicker girl, and now she gets credit for being a thicker woman. And growing up in dance, everything is about being a ballerina, being stick thin. And when she hit the scene and she started cultivating her style and becoming more and more popular in the movies, it made people turn a different eye towards fashion. Fashion started becoming more sexy and form-fitting and not just straight up and down. I always had a challenge with anything that was made straight up and down, because I had hips and I had a butt and I had thighs. So when designers started looking at your Latinas and your Beyoncés as style icons, they started making things that really enhanced their figures, which kind of really incorporated a lot more women into that program than before. So it made fashion accessible to a curvier woman, more so than it had before. And it's actually even more desirable, because it seems like now all the key designers are designing their things to accentuate, someone that comes from a colorful background, a multicultural background, curvier frame to their shape. So it's just more exciting to, identify with fashion now.
A lot more options. We're going to take a break, Dana. We'll talk more in just a moment. We'll be back with more fashion tips after these messages. You don't have to be a supermodel to dress like one, and our expert today is helping us put together some classic looks that will fit just about any budget. And with us again is fashion consultant Dana Jeffries. Now, Dana, before the break, you were talking about some of your fashion icons and people that who are in the industry who have really made a mark when it comes to fashion. Let's talk about what is in for 2018, some of those trends, those fashion trends that we're seeing.
Well, in 2018, especially for spring, Fashion Week is hitting on so many different things, everything from transparencies, and when I say transparent, that could be a raincoat to a boot, to a shopping bag.
And you've brought some pictures to show us,
Yes.
to kind of go through some of those.
Well, this is the white tank. The white tank is just a basic item that you can have in your wardrobe. And when I say a basic item, you run to Target and get a white tank. They come in all colors and sizes. The key to a white tank is to get one that is long so that it will not poke out of your bottoms or your skirt. So really pay attention to the length of the white tank. But as you see on the screen, It can be worn so many different ways. You can dress the white tank up or down. It is one of the key basic items for 2018.
Okay. And they do make the tanks in kind of an extra long.
Yes, yes.
For me,
just pay attention to the ribbing of the tank. You want something that has some give, that's flattering and, you know, kind of form-fitting, so it won't look like a guy's tank. You want it to fit, you know, around the neck and around the sides to make it real neat, and something that has some elastic in it so it will fit, you know, flush to your body.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And there's some other trends, I know, with the asymmetrical neckline, which is interesting.
Yes. The asymmetrical neckline, you can cop this look in a t-shirt, a dress. You have to work out, or either you can have a nice thin, you know, some people are heavier at the bottom, but they have very petite frames up top. But the asymmetrical neckline just adds some interest and some contrast to just your ordinary look. And as you see here, you don't really have to have a lot of accessories when you are wearing an asymmetrical neckline. It kind of operates as jewelry on the body.
Right. Okay. So now the asymmetrical neckline is gorgeous. Don't think it would look so good on me. So my question is, every trend isn't necessarily for
everybody. No, it's not. And that is where a stylist, once again, comes in.
Yes.
A stylist can help you identify what trends work for you or not. Last year, I believe zebra or animal print was out as one of the features for fall or spring, and I would tell my clients, hey, get that print in a purse or get it on the side of a shoe. If that client is a size 18, 20, she doesn't want to walk in the room with a full zebra or leopard print on, you know, because we don't want her looking like an endangered species. We just want her to embrace the trend. And the trend could be a scarf. She could have on a white suit and a zebra scarf or a leopard scarf tied around her neck. Or she could have earrings that has that pattern on it, or a ring that has that pattern. It's different ways to say, I am aware of the trend, but I am not committing to it completely, because that's not the point of the trend. It's just to kind of add a little splash of color. The neons, you don't want an entire neon outfit, but a neon jacket is hot with a black skirt. A neon jacket is hot with a pair of distressed jeans, but an entire neon outfit is just a bit, you don't want your fashion to look like clownish. You don't want to look whimsical and like comedy when you're walking in the room. You do want people to still take you seriously.
And that's where people like you, our stylists, come in to help
and the
navigate
great thing about
those
the stylist is allow your stylist to be honest with you. It's hard when you've made up your mind that you've seen something. A lot of individuals, they appreciate someone's sense of style that they may see on the movies or on television. And one thing that I can pass on to anyone who's watching this segment right now, when you see the celebrities in their fashions are tailored. If you really want to look put together, invest in a tailor. Allow whatever you buy on the rack to have it tailored, because that is what's going to give you that silhouette that you're looking for when it's made to you. If you're a gentleman, invest in made to measure. You know, men come in all different shapes and sizes, and it's very hard when they put things on the rack is to fit a standard guy. It's just like a baseline. But to really carry those suits off that you see gentlemen in GQ wearing, they're tailored to that guy's proportion and sizes. So tailoring is very important when it comes to fashion, no matter what you buy.
And that's a good point. I think a lot of times we see people in magazines and we want to go buy that outfit and it just doesn't look the same on us. But
Yes.
you're saying that, having that tailored
Yes.
can make all the difference.
Yes. And if you're short like I am, add some height.
Okay, how many inches are those heels?
That's about 5 to 6
Okay,
inches.
all right.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because you feel frumpy. Everybody's not tall like you. So I feel frumpy when I'm low to the ground. So, by the time I add some heels in my hair, girl, I'm just tall as you
You're
are.
as tall as I am. I'm 5'11", and so I can appreciate being high up off the ground.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Yeah, well, Dana, we're going to take another break. When we come back, I want you to go over the Saks list of must-haves for 2018.
Sure.
Okay? Don't go away. Tar Heel Talk will continue after these messages. Welcome back to Tar Heel Talk. I'm Sonia Williams. Today's show is all about fashion and putting together classic chic looks at any budget point. And with us again for that is Dana Jeffries, fashion consultant. Now, Dana, 2018, we always everybody wants to be on trend and in style. So I know that Saks has a list of it items that they have put out. Let's take a look at those and talk a little bit more about them.
Sure.
So you see,
so here we have several different items that they have on the it list. Number one is color blocking, nice vivid prints, geometric prints that really kind of work as a neutral. And then next to it, you'll see the transparent coat. Then we have pinks that are hot this year, kitten heels, a romantic look all the way to the right, more of the kitten heels down in the center. Let's see, that's a little fuzzy. You're gonna have long sweeping maxi skirt type things that you can layer with fitted tops or tops that have embellishment on them or anything funky going on with the sleeve. You can pair it with the long maxi skirt, as you see here in plaid. And then we have the satchel in the center. A nice shopping tote bag is essential this year. And the Fanny Pack is also essential.
I can't believe that the Fanny Pack
Girl,
made a comeback.
Yes. Don't dig up the old leather fanny pack that's sewn together and stitched that we had in the 80s. But here you see, once again, mentioned transparency, fringe, the kitten heel, the fanny pack, which is considered a fashion no for so long. It's back.
Okay, so that is a Gucci fanny pack,
and
it's
that's
very
Valentino.
stylish. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But they have them at all price points. I think there's there you go. That's $125. That's Rebecca Minkoff. It comes in a bright pink, a camouflage, and you can barely see it, but around my waist is the black one. Now, $125 is very fair for that. If you have on a fanny pack, you're hands-free. You can put your cell phone in there, your lip gloss, your keys. It's very functional,
And the way that you're wearing that, it looks kind of like a purse as opposed to
you can either wear it across your chest that way. I did it that way just to show your audience the various colors that it came in. But you can also wear it that way, or you could wear it across your back. Or across your waist.
That might be a little more acceptable to me. I'm having flashbacks of the 80s and the fanny pack. Now, there are some pieces, top 5 wardrobe pieces for women, every woman should have in their closet.
Every woman should have in her closet a great ankle boot.
Okay.
A great ankle boot. Dark denim. Dark denim. Your dark denim is dressy. Every woman should have in her closet a beautiful stiletto or heel, something nude, preferably. They should also have a leather jacket, a moto jacket preferably, something with some zips and snaps and yes,
Oh, wow.
yes.
You're naming all these things that I don't have
Well,
in
we
my
can
closet.
get them, Sonia. We can get them. And number 5, in my wardrobe, and I feel in every woman's wardrobe, it doesn't matter what size you are, a pencil skirt. Pencil skirts are so versatile, and they're so flattering on the figure. So that would be my top 5. Now, there are a whole lot of other things that you should have in your wardrobe, but those things are interchangeable. You can wear a leather jacket, a t-shirt, and a pencil skirt and your stilettos, or you can wear a leather jacket, a t-shirt, a pair of dark denim, and your ankle boot. You know, that's 2 entire outfits, you know, just from having those staple items. And that's what ends up happening a lot when it comes to people not really knowing how to get the most out of their wardrobe. They do not have those staple pieces in there that will pair back to other things in their closet.
Or they may not have the skill set to put those things together. You make that sound so very easy, but I'm sure for us style-challenged ladies, it's not.
No, we can make you just a foundation, and that's basically what I do as a stylist. My job is not to come in and tell you your entire wardrobe sucks. My job is to tell you what pieces can translate into something current, and we just add a couple of current pieces to go with those older pieces to kind of wake them up.
Okay.
And really, that's essentially, fashion is cyclical. It comes back around.
Oh, absolutely.
The Fanny Pack, girl, it's back.
I can't believe that was one that should have stayed away, but anyway. We can't forget about the men because they want to be fashionable as well. So what are some staple items that our men should have in the
men
closet?
should also have a pair of dark denim, a nice sneaker, not a Jordan, but just a nice sneaker that they can wear with a suit. Suits now are more and more casual. They should have a great sport coat in either charcoal gray or a dark navy. And I would say a white starch shirt, a white crew neck tee. They should also have a leather jacket in their wardrobe, as well as maybe a shawl collar sweater.
And so these are also some items for men that are popular.
Athleisure is a big trend now. Anything that looks like you used to be able to work out in it, now you're supposed to be able to work out and then go to the bar, okay? Hoodies, you have your sneakers that I mentioned. Tropical prints are in for those that are hitting South Beach, Hawaii, Cancun, and easy tailoring. Men are becoming more and more transitional when it comes to their day to evening or going out wardrobe. So it needs to be something that they can easily wear to the office and transition into and pick up the kids from soccer or, you know, have a nice date with their wives.
Right. We have about a minute left in the show. Any final advice for people who are wanting to kind of step up their game in 2018 and be a little bit more fashionable?
Yes, stay open-minded. Stay open-minded and go for the high-low. Invest in your shoes, invest in your accessories. Everything else, you can find it anywhere from TJ Maxx to H&M to Nordstrom's Rack, but invest in your shoes. You know, people can tell when you have on cheap shoes. So invest in your shoes, and you really can't go wrong from there. And always make sure you have a signature scent.
All right.
Yes. Yes, you want to smell good.
Yes. And you make a good point in pointing out that everything doesn't have to be expensive.
No.
So you can kind of
I'm a bargain
mix and
hunter,
match.
honey. I'm a bargain hunter. You ought to see me in TJ Maxx. You really ought to see me. I'm a Maxxinista.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes.
Dana Jeffries, fashion consultant. You can go shopping with me anytime. Thank you so much.
It's a day.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. That's it for this week's Tar Heel Talk. To comment on this or other episodes of the show, follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, or send us an email to tarheeltalk@fox50.com. I'm Sonia Williams. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.